Hey everyone, it's Dr. Hodges, and I'm going for a quick walk, and I want to go over some topics that I've discussed before in the past. So, the topic of the day, carbonated beverages. Are they bad? Are they good? And is the jury still out? So, as someone who performs weight loss surgery, where'd my dog go? Someone who performs weight loss surgery, and my husband has undergone weight loss surgery. He's the psychologist that we use. I can tell you that carbonated beverages are not going to stretch out your stomach. And, you know, I'm sure that there's somebody out there that's going to tell you that your cousin's best friend underwent weight loss surgery and their stomach stretched way out and they needed a revision. I can tell you, the only time I really see some stretching of the stomach is if somebody's had a previous band, and it is not because they've had carbonated beverages. It's because of that constant back pressure from the very narrowed orifice that comes about whenever you have a band in place. It's not the carbonated beverages, okay? So, whenever I go in to do a revision on patients, preoperatively, especially if you've had a weight loss surgery with me, you will know you will get a preoperative EGD. That's where I take a scope and I look down your mouth, look down the esophagus and into the stomach because I want to get a lay of the land. When I'm going in, I'm not seeing a great big stretched out stomach. If I see a large stomach, so maybe a large pouch or a large sleeve, it's generally because that's how it was initially created, okay? Again, the caveat would be if you've had a previous band, the persistent back pressure may cause some stretch on that stomach, but it's from persistent stretch from back pressure. It's not because you've overeaten, okay? I want to emphasize that. But why do people think that carbonation can be bad? Well, I can tell you why. If you're drinking a full calorie carbonated beverage, doesn't matter how long it takes you to get it in, if you get it all in, you're going to get in all those calories. So let's say you go down to 7-Eleven and you go get that big gulp. You've had weight loss surgery. You can't suck that whole thing down in the beginning or even, 2 years out. But if you suck on that thing all day, take little bits at a time, you will get it all in and you will get in all of those calories. And I think of liquids very similar to a slider food in that liquids will go down a lot easier. So try not to drink your calories. If you are drinking a high calorie liquid, again, you might not get it all in all at once, but if you work really, really hard, you will get it in. If you just bring that big gulp, or if you're like my daughter and she's like, Mom, I need a Stanley, and you get that big old 40-ounce jug and you're walking around with it and it's super cute. And if you go on Amazon, you get the little charms and dangles and all that stuff that you can put on your Stanley. Guess what? If you fill that Stanley with a high calorie liquid, whether it is carbonated or not, you're going to get in all those calories because, again, amylase, which is a little enzyme in your mouth that breaks down simple sugars, I will tell you, if you have even fruit juice, there's nothing inherently wrong with fruit juice, but if you have a big old glass of orange juice, same amount of calories that's in a regular Coke. So just because something is natural and not artificial does not necessarily mean that it's good for you. I mean, cocaine is natural, not very good for you. You know what I mean? Pot is natural, not good for you. And I know there's going to be people out there that are going to comment and say, oh no, it's fine, and blah, 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 blah. I'm like, don't even get into it with me. That's another video for another day. But I promise you, not good for you. And I don't care what you say and what you comment. So go for it. And whenever you go and get your MD and then you go and complete surgery residency, then we can chit chat. But until then, I don't want to hear it. Okay? So that's me being on my little soapbox. But again, when it comes to carbonated beverages, the carbonation in and of itself is not going to cause you to gain weight. It is also not going to cause you to stretch out your pouch if you've already had a weight loss surgery. Ooh. Ooh, I just dropped my dog's leash and we're on a busy road. Okay, so not going to cause you to gain weight, not going to cause you to stretch out your pouch. What will it do? If you have a high calorie carbonated beverage, that is when badness will ensue. So just don't do that. I'm going to do another video talking about what people think and have said about artificial sweeteners. But what I have found in my practice and in my own life is that the artificial sweeteners are not going to cause you to gain weight. However, anecdotally, I will tell you that they can increase some of your drive to consume sweeter things. I know for myself, if I have a Diet Coke in the afternoon, I will always crave sugar in sweets, in snacks. However, if I just do my water, which is what I need to be doing anyway, if I do that in the afternoon instead, I won't have those cravings. So just a little food for thought. But if you want your Diet Coke, and if you want your Coke Zero, I'm a Diet Coke girl, my husband's a Coke Zero girl. If you want your Diet Dr. Pepper, that's way better than you having a regular Coke or a regular Dr. Pepper. Okay? So, and it is of course better to have something that is with 0 calorie carbonated as opposed to having sweet tea. And we live here in Texas. My people love their sweet tea, and that is the bane of my existence. If you drink your sweet tea, you're going to derail your weight loss. Okay? It's not the fact that something's carbonated. So, hope this helps.